Hey, we are back for the first time of the summer 2025 of the Montreal Canadiens show. Back for the next couple of months, talking about the Montreal Canadiens and, of course, the NHL. And tonight, we have a lot of things to talk about because we feel the heart, we feel fire, we feel something happening yesterday in NHL could impact the Atlantic Division, where the Montreal Canadiens did the playoff this season. And I'm going to try to go overall what's happening with Buffalo, Detroit, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Montreal Canadiens, and the Florida Panthers. What could helping the Montreal Canadiens for the upcoming season next year? And of course, yeah, many things could happen and with the Montreal Canadiens during the summer because they have a lot of big decisions to do. And I'm going to go around about everything. Then, of course, I'm going to talk about the NHL draft Montreal Canadiens at the pick number 16, 17, 42, and 49. I'm going to give you different name where they're going to targeting. I'm going to sharing with you different website where they call them the expert and what player they're looking for. So I want to bring you guys, many of you disappear when the Montreal Canadiens get eliminated because they don't follow the playoff. They just follow the Montreal Canadiens. And now starting tonight, for at least for this week, we're going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens. We're going to continue every night to do the playoff NHL playoff third round, and then I'm going to talk to you why the reason those four teams are there at this moment. And plus, at some point, we're going to do a Q&A session. And then this is your time tonight to sharing what you think is going to happening during the summer. I feel a hot summer. And that's the reason I put that logo. You can see at the bottom some kind of ice. And then you can see a firestorm of fire in California. Maybe not, maybe more in in North America. And then you have different team have to take the big decision. And of course, the Toronto Maple Leafs, what happening yesterday, are really right now a team everybody talk about where, who is going to be traded, who is going to be fired. The Montreal Canadiens, they're looking for different position players for the upcoming season. The Boston Bruins, they're looking to figure out with the coach is going to keep the same interim coach. Or what they're going to do with UFA. And at same situation, can the Buffalo Sabres become the first team to get 15 time missing the playoff? Sorry, ILDP, we love you, but I don't know what's going to happening there. So, guys, this is your show. This is the time tonight to talking about everything together. I'm going to go back and forth with you. I'm alone. I want to do this alone. I want to make this happening. We want to pray for Tap. We want to pray for Marco because it is uncle. And then we want to be sure everybody is healthy. Coach is in full recovery. I'm on my top of my shape at 28 years old. Maybe not. That was maybe the cheese last night. Anyhow, welcome back, everybody. Thanks to be with us. We're going to welcome everybody. Thanks to be a part of the Montreal Canadiens show. First of all, we have our friend Billy. Billy back in the house. Luciano is back in the house. Luciano is hot right now. By the way, if you love hockey, they have a game live at this moment between Canada and Finland. Green Fire. Here we go. Green Fire. That's a great name for the subject of the night. A new team. Here we go. Wild Brick. What does that mean exactly? It's going to happening, Mr. Juan. A lot of things happening during the summer. What's the need a hockey team that I don't really know. I think we should cut team and not to add team. I think the league should have only 24 teams. I don't think so. Greg and Gary Bettman will be happy about that. We have Claude Richard back, Mr. Richard. Glad to see you, Mr. Richard. We miss you, buddy. I know you're up and down, but hopefully you're doing well. Zirkli from Ottawa is in the house. Gary Cournoyer, the best driver, the UPS, is in the house. Going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens. Is excited. What about Randy Walkman? Randy is working hard on the NHL draft. I'm sure he's going to talk about Sven Player tonight when I'm going to talk about that subject a little bit later at the half of the show. We'll be between 60 to 90 minutes tonight and talking about the hockey NHL. Steve G. See, want to figure out what's going on with the Colorado Avalanche. This is another team looking for to get a hot summer. They have a couple of UF3 over there. They make a lot of trade at the trade deadline. They have player like a 1 year contract. Martin Cash. They have, of course, Kel McCall, Nathan McKinnon. What are you going to do with Brock Nelson? Charlie Coy is a couple of years over there. Are they going to change the defense players? It's a Colorado need to figure out something. It's a good team, but they need to find a way now to become a little bit better. Difficult time for them to go through the second round and the third round for the Colorado Avalanche, but Steve Lycos forced the Denver Pioneer. The Pioneer, one of the best team in NCAA, but they lost a lot of players last year or this year, and we'll see how they're going to rebuild that team. PLW is in the house tonight. PLW go tonight with Corbin Carroll with 2 hits tonight. Corbin Carroll. Have no clue who is Corbin Carroll. Honestly, I wish I would know who he is, but I have no clue. Good luck, PLW. I heard Dubas would bring Marner and Tavares to Pittsburgh. Here we go. Peter fans from Australia is right now dancing over there. It's about, 10 o'clock in the morning over there, maybe 12 o'clock. Congratulations, Mr. Florida. Hey, guys, from Decatur, Texas. I'm chasing the Toronto just got back. Decatur, Texas. Welcome back, Mr. Florida. Thanks for being part of the show tonight. Glad to see you. Adam Berger, the best assistant principal and the head coach of the swimming pool at the Green Valley and Nevada. Someone in that season will want to go after Riley Smith, but can they afford him? He still have 1 year contract at $5 million, or he become UF free. Riley Smith. I'm happy for that. Panthers very happy about that. Congratulations for them. RJ Clabo considers talking about the click of the like. If you don't mind, that'd be great. Firestorm in Toronto. Oh. The fire department of the Toronto is on an alert, not an amber alert. Is an alert for fire right now in Toronto for sure. Just got the motel of the departure. It got back from chasing tornado. Be careful about that. There's some kind of tornado in Toronto too. You maybe go to the Toronto area. Randy Manor and Tavares is gone. Gary said Buffalo is the rebuild. They came to rebuilding. And then Greenfire. Hey, Greenfire. I just want to say hi, everybody. So, Philip Brand from Sherbrooke. Notre ami Philip is back with us tonight. McDavid number 7 to the Montreal Canadiens this summer. He still have 1 more year contract at McDavid, by the way. About that, Billy is back in the house. RJ Calabo, Luciano, Florida, Gary, Colorado went all in and got snake eyes. Yeah, maybe the chemistry was all not there. They play again a good team, the Dallas Star. But you know, it is what it is. You will love a Corbin Carroll coach, a diamond back player, a small 5'10", 165, but also a lot. There we go. You have free, Adam. Here you go. That's what I'm thinking. I was not sure. I think you can get a $3 million for Riley Smith. He's getting older, by the way. Riley Smith. Roy Anderson in the house, and MS want to trade and update Johnny Tavares, or is a free agent. Roy, good question. Johnny Tavares or John Tavares is a UF free at the end of the season, where the season was finished yesterday. So he does not have to be traded to the Montreal Canadiens. But can Montreal Canadiens looking for a 35 years old players right now have a great season, but when the playoff start, Tavares disappear. He's not the only one. But look what happened yesterday, right? Look what happened yesterday. And this is what John Tavares is. I'm not sure he is really the key of that. So I want to be sure I change my tablet and again. So that's what we got, guys. You can see on this site, not on this site completely. Tomorrow night we do the first game of the Florida Panthers and the Canada Hurricane. The Wednesday is going to be Edmonton again, the Dallas Star. And we are right now, guys, missing 20 sub to get the 9,600. I don't know if we can get 10,000 at the end of the playoff, but we're targeting for that number. We never know. Maybe some of you know some friends want to talk about hockey, want to be joined with us and to exchange about hockey, of the love and the passion of hockey. And it blew my mind because many people is with us during the winter time. And I'm not blame anyone. I'm not um, targeting someone, example. Because everybody have their own life. Everybody is busy, family, job, and everything. 2 job, 3 job, everything like that. But when a Montreal Canadiens play, well, we get a bunch of people show up. And the playoff, it was like 2, 3, 400 people. When the Montreal get eliminated, 90% of the people are disappear. They all gone. I don't know. I don't know. They watch Netflix or they do something else, but they don't follow hockey. They don't follow the NHL playoff. They don't follow what's going on and say, "Oh, Montreal trade for this player." You have the hockey fans, and you have the passion about hockey fans, and that's who you are. So I just want to say to you, thanks so much to be a part of the show. We appreciate a lot. People like Mr. Randy Walkman is one of them. Welcome, Mr. Rick Kane. Thanks to be a part of the show tonight. GF knock the door. Tavares want to stay in Toronto. He will take a pay cut to the third line center. Rick Bengal with Timidra. I don't know where is he now. Rick, he traveled around the world. Hopefully, you're doing well. You change your line, Mr. Rick. GF leave. I have no make up my mind on what they are doing with GF. I think the Leafs, they tried to figure out why they lost yesterday 6-1 again. About that, Pleda, Eggblood for Rosling, and Zed John will be leave #1 defenseman. Rick Bengal said, following the Rocket and the 12-year Lion, watch the 2 Lion game in Florida. 2 big W for the Lions, guys. You can see how coach can know that. I follow everything like Rick at 1-0, I believe, one score, and the other one was 2-1. Great performance, the goaltender, Cavalin, by the way. And they are right now in the semifinal again, the Florida Everblade. And an arena where I coach over there when I was coaching junior. It's called Estero Arena. The Florida Everblade been there for many years in the East Coast Hockey League. They have its friend, the Russian team with the Gold Star management, make a showcase for the NHL every year. You have also Dan Belfry, I believe he is, from Toronto. Excellent personnel private coach in NHL. Does a cam at the Estero and Florida. It's a building approximately about 8,000, 9,000 people. Every December, they have a hockey tournament there, and the NCAA does a tournament for team play there during a couple of days. I'm talking maybe Ohio State example. I see them there. So I'm a little bit familiar with Florida, by the way, but I just want to share, Mr. Roger, back in the house. Welcome back. Thanks to be with us. A question: how will the Atlantic division explode? We're going to get there, Mr. Wall. You have to look a little bit later. Nicholas back in the house. Welcome back. Real, welcome back. I don't think the first goal is a fish or the second line center. The goal is to bring a young, big, gritty player with great character to merge with the natural core. Could be a winger. I want to play off players. Have a 320 cup in the row. You're right about this, Rick, by the way. And everybody, thanks to be part of the show. So don't forget, guys, to click on that. If you don't mind, that'd be great. And look, I'm going to go a little bit. Yeah, no, really a template. The template, the show tonight was with Marco. Marco cannot make it tonight. We want to talk about what's next for the Montreal Canadiens. But today we release, by the way, I want to mention to you, maybe you have the time to do that today. We release that video. I start to do more video now for the Montreal Canadiens. I have more time. We did a report card of the Montreal Canadiens, so you can look about this. It's about Gallagher, you know, and you can see I can delete that, so that would be a little bit better. And then Montembeau, Hudson, everybody. The question of the day is all about them also, by the way, so I just want to share it with you. But when you look about this, guys, how the Edmonton Oilers are always at the final Western Conference. How the Dallas Stars are always at the final Western Conference. That's the second year. How in the last 3 years the Carolina Hurricanes are at the final conference, and why the Fleur Panthers are at the Eastern Conference in the last 3 seasons. They have a reason behind that. It's not like you take a team, mix this, then they make it that way. They have a formula behind that. They have a reason behind that. Is it because the goaltender, Proboski, Anderson, Ottinger, Edmonton has Skinner and Campbell and Mike Schmidt and Picard and Rodrigue and Grant Fuhr and Andy Morg, right? But Edmonton have Tresado McDavid. They are the heart of that team. They are surrounded with Perry, Evander Kane, RNH. Now they have Addison, they have a Skinner, they have Connor Brown, Adam and Rinky. They trade for Trent Frederick at the defense. Ekholm is skating now. Ekholm could be returned against the Dallas Star. They have Evan Bouchard. They have Brett Kulak. They have Daniel Nurse. They have what they have. Is it the best formula? Is it just because of Tresalo McDavid? I don't have the answer yet. The Dallas Star, maybe one of the best four line in NHL, from the top for the bottom. By the way, Edmonton have two players going to get 13, 14, and $15 million, and they have a defenseman at 9.25, and Bouchard's going to hit the $10 million next year. The Dallas Star, the highest player, I believe, is 925, 9 million.2. Seguin and Ben, they are all at the end of the contract. but they have a great goaltender, draft 26 overall pick. But we talk about Lindell, talk about Eskinen. They find Thomas Harley. They add Cody Ceci. Uh, they have the rookie Bichel. The defense are big, are mobile. They can skate. They can join the rush. They can put the puck in the net. They are really a good starter defense. Look at now the full line. Every line from Robin Hans, Jacob Robinson, right there. Then you had the Wyatt Johnson, the Jimmy Ben, the Tyler Seguin, the Matt Shine. And then you have the bottom of those three players. They play on the defensive side of the game. They trade Sankonen. I did not mention Rantanen yet, one of the MVP. Dallas Star, one of the best team draft players between 20 to 50. This is a formula. And then the Carolina Hurricane, year after year, under Rod Brind'Amour, they never have a player of 100 points. But they build a culture and a work ethic of forechecking and working hard, and it crash to the net and bring two players in the deep in the zone. Sebastian Aho, Zev Jarvis, the Jackson Blake at the defense, the best defenseman, Slavin. They add the veteran Brad Burns for nothing. They got Orlov, and they got Ramus Sandin for the Toronto. They have Frederick Anderson as a goaltender over there. And you know the bottom six there. Carrier, Kokanemi, second center, Jordan Stahl. You talk about Marcinuk, Jasper's fast. Is the team is skating hard, fast, speed. The Florida Panthers. You see what they did for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Want to turn the switch on, or they turn the oven and they want this to cook quicker, faster. The Toronto got burned very quickly. 6-1 game 5, 6-1 game 7, game number 5, and game number 7. Now I want to hear from you. You have a reason behind that. Why they are there. I'm going to check in the chat before we go on the subject of the night. I know to action, I know I like to do that. I think we are going to have a lot of great comments from fun people in the chat. And I can see what happened there. I don't think so. Flip everything's Wild Cooley for the Rangers. You welcome, Roger. The state of Florida on Atlantic represent the Atlantic past 6 years. Wednesday, we had the Rocket and the Lions the same day. Coach Mayu has been played great. I did not like his penalty at the end of the game, but he have a good playoff so far. Rick, I agree with you. Leave at one of the best assistant general manager in the league, Brendan Pingham, for that one over there. Nicholas, pretty good, may get a ticket for a friend tomorrow to get the game Sweden versus Canada at the World Championship. Cap specialist, by the way. Culture coach Rick talk about the culture. Guy back in the house. Welcome back, Luciano. Well, we better start the Seeds fan team in the Final Four soon, or else the fan will lose interest fast. No one wants to watch a day's team every year. Good point about that, Luciano. And you look about the Luciano, and I have nothing against the Carolina Hurricane fans. KLS is one of them. He's been with us for many years, but it's not the same if it's Montreal, Toronto, Chicago, or a team where the marketing hockey is higher at Carolina, right? Florida Panthers, guys, is a good organization, but they don't attract the TV ratings, obviously. It is what it is. Edmonton Oilers is going to do that. The Dallas Star, pretty good. Big state, right? But that's what we're looking about that. GF talk about Edmonton as arguably The best two players make the event about that. PL, I want to hear about him. One defenseman that any nation should look for is Astro Lipanen, 26 years old, scoring leader of the World League. League was better than any Canada defenseman today on the ice of Finland, beating Canada. It's 1-0 and now Canada against Finland. Ranu Raleigh scored a goal. Thanks for the likes. A2 is in the house. Ron McLean compare Austin Matthews to Jean Béliveau. I still cannot get over that. Wow, what a clown. Wow. I don't know how he can do that. I don't know what it was a statement about that. But this is not the same kind of compare to talk about. I completely agree with you. Rick, Toronto need an NHL expansion team, and all seriously, the market will support two teams. Others are the best coach team in the NHL. Knockbot do a good job over there. Rantanen coach $12.25 million now. Yes, because he signed a new contract, but he just kicked next year, right? I believe. Jose Duarte, Maderata with Luciano is in the house. Rumor are there, Johnny Travers maybe go to Montreal. Roy, welcome in the house. Roy from Bangkok. Happy Tuesday. Glad to see a couple new faces in the house. And then, like Mr. Roger, Rick, then we go to shun the name of the one to win a cup. Another defenseman for Finland team can play NHL today was named Mikko Lehtonen. Something NHL dinosaurs are not able to think outside the box and not get this guy on the last in the shuffle. If you look about then PLW, I did some search about the Finland team, not today, but last year, they have a couple of great players playing the Liga. And I was looking for players around. All those players, I could be wrong, I have to check again, but they are 5'10", the size of those players. Now, maybe one of the two you mentioned is maybe bigger, but those players right now in the Liga are 5'10". When do you add 25, 26, 27 years old, and you never play in NHL, but they prefer to looking for the prospect and to develop those kind of player. A team can try those kind of player like that, but if I can recall it, and I know I did a search about Finland, and I don't know if it was the national team or maybe it could be the player was not draft last year and they returned in the draft this season, or they've been out of the draft at 21 years old. What I was pay attention, those defensemen was small, 5'9", 5'10", 5'11". No one was over 6 foot. I did it, but again, uh, I don't want to make you a PLW against you. But this what I remember. I think Little Nun get some kind of negotiation at some point, if I can recall it. Team Canada, Jetpack with some great NHL got team. Nice listen by the Finland today. Finland has always been good to play a system, a boring system, but they play on that way. Now, don't pay attention, guys. The World Championship is a little bit a vacation for its fun players. They go there. Their shot are 25 for Canada, Finland at 16. Noah Thompson have an assist, a short-handed goal, Ran O'Reilly at 17:57. GF, a lot of European players are great for the team, and international play don't always translate great in NHL players. The coach is suddenly Coulter. Matthew said to me passenger, but he would not take any blame. Get Conway, Panthers play a team game and they don't stray away from the game plan. Carolina is just a team manage their cap space greatly. Great coach. Tusky was brilliant on that Nikas Ratanen shuffle. Eric Tusky, guys, been it's really a really great story, Eric Tusky. If you never read about his case, I will ask you to looking about this on the website. He's been an engineer at the IIP school, I believe, a school as an engineering number, and finally he got a job in the NHL, and as a stat, he will create something. And then he got a job as an assistant coach for many assistant GM many years behind Dan Waldell, and that's where he got a job. At PLW, talk about that trait, and at the beginning, he was looking bad. Honestly, PLW, not from everybody, but from some people. And look what turned around that after that. He found a way to turn around that trade to become genius for Eric Dusky. It's a wild owner over there. Is not a Is not George Molson, but Rod Brindamo run the hockey in Carolina, the guys like anybody does and anywhere. Rod Brindamo family is involved with Jocelyn Langlois on the AAA program. Brindamo, not the oldest one, played this year, but he has the youngest one. He's maybe now 14 years old. I don't know which level he play anymore. But Brindamo does a great things in Carolina. I will have my statement on the leave in the next couple of days. Ron McLean is a 6 fight moron. Richard Carr, Gold Star. Good luck, Mr. Richard, with your dollar star. Thanks for being with us. Don't forget to click on the likes. And Rick, tell me more. I know this is not a topic you love, Super Coach, but it's not for a nothing team from tax-free state or competitive Florida, Texas, Nevada. It's a part of the it's a part of the situation. Can at some point, if you try to figure out, but I would believe one thing: if you are a winning team, the player is going to get there. But it's a problem at some point. Smash a them free sub. Thank you, Rich. Gary Matthews asked to play mad if things are not going right. Matthews does not know how. Gary Matthews talk about Matthews, right coach, defend a stand 5'10, but they play like a 6'2. Yes, but I'm not sure if they do this in the NHL. All of them. Yeah, but Niemiela example with Toronto Maple Leaf never make it. The defenseman with the Winnipeg Jet never make it. The defenseman with the Montreal Canadiens, it was a Sweden maybe, he never make it. A lot of players play in the Sweden and Finland at 6 foot. When they play in the NHL, they're struggling. Now you're going to tell me exception? I understand that, but you have to be a super talented players to do that, obviously, because the size of the ice is different. Lapanen is 6 foot. Here we go, leading the scoring in Liga. Batmore 10 points as a defenseman at only 6 years old. Manor, Matthews, and spoiled children, Jose Luciano. PRW is back in the house. This fan play the right way for check back check like nobody else. And the hockey system is pretty good over there, by the way. The salary cap should have a tax equalization formula. I don't say you not disagree with that. Ask if you like what cleaning at USA after the game. I don't know. I don't follow Dan Goal at all. Good luck for him. Here we go. Let's move on that one, guys. Here we go. We're going to go here, guys, very quickly. And I think this is the subject of the night. I think many of you already thought about that, the Atlantic Division. And I want to get that division tonight. And I want to talk about everything in NHL. I'm glad that many of you are here. Missing a lot of people. I don't know where are they, but we wish them an happy summertime. Enjoy your summer. And maybe in October they're going to be back, and then they're talking about hockey. Anyhow, the Toronto. We talk about the firestorm summertime, the hot summertime, and Toronto. It's time for the cleanup. 9 years. Every time they play game number 7, they have 1 goal per game, and I can go with everything. You already talk about this. Last year, they hired a VP or the president or some of the MLS to be a part of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Brendan Shannon is be there for over 10 years. We had the same full core for many years. That team won 2 playoff series. They never crossed the second round. They always been close. 7 games. Mr. New subscriber, thanks so much. PRW to be a subscriber of the Hockey Nation Show. We need more people like you, a subscriber, help the channel to grow. Now, we're not here. I don't have the solution, but we want to sharing, right? It cannot be that way anymore. They changed the GM. They changed the coach. It was because of them. But they always keep the same 4 players, the 4 core. They changed the captain last year. They had good player at the trade deadline. They signed a good UFA, Danev. The team they have yesterday, I believe, from my eyes, was maybe one of the good team in the last 9 years. Said that, I don't say they are a team can win the Stanley Cup, but I think there was very more balance. You have good defensemen, black shot. They play at the BRB level, but it's deeper. It's deeper. This is for me the last game of Mitch Marner. This is for me the last game of John Tavares. Whatever they keep John Tavares at $6 million, they are going to be they are coming back in the same boat. They're not going to do anything else. It's going to be the same Tavares. Show up every night. That's his job. But when it's time for a step up for the playoff, it disappears. So I don't have the solution. The only thing I would say to you, they have a cleanup in Toronto. They're going to have a hot summer. Rumor, Brett Marchand, Jonathan Marchessault are already named there. Mitch Marner, 4th direction right now for him. The Pittsburgh Penguins, the Dallas Star, the Colorado Avalanche, the Utah. I'm sure you're going to have more teams or would like to have Mitch Marner. John Tavares, his name is with the Montreal Canadiens. I'm going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens later, but we don't need a 35 years old John Tavares with the Montreal. I understand it will help at some point, but it's not. Tavares, he was born with blue blood, not the red blood. He's a Leaf players. At Tavares at 35 years old, it's not going to help the Montreal Canadiens. I understand what he does, but the Montreal should skip John Tavares. Georges Lapierre or Georges Larac want John Tavares. He will give you 70 points, 65 points. But when the playoffs start, he eat a dog and the stand until to the end of the game. So for me, guys, the Toronto are going to be on the transformation. I try to pick up the people in the chat, guys, to say the same thing about that. Uh, PL, I'm going to bring this lower, if you don't mind. PL said tax and a location a state where they play games, so at least 21 on the road, then sign bonus on the residence location, how they live in Canada, paying US spending and Canadian. Yes. But also, guys, behind that, right? One thing we don't talk about, why they have a salary cap of X amount, $87 million per year for game number 1 to 82. And when the game number 83 start, the playoffs start, you can play with $96 million. Does not make sense to me at all. If your salary cap is 87, it should be 87 at the end of the year. And when the playoffs start, sorry, but if your player was at the long-term injury reserve, want to return, but you have to keep your 87. Now, you can have different modification. Example, I will say to you, you can add 3 extra players, and each player can carry on a $1 million. So you can have an extra $3 or $5 million. Example, $3 million more. So that if the salary cap is at 87, and you can jump at $90 million for $3 extra million to give a chance if a roster, if your 23 player, one of your roster player get hurt. But now you're not bringing the $9 million, but you bring a guy play maybe in American Hockey League. That will maybe helping the league. The Florida Panthers have $97 million. I did a question yesterday. You have another team, I think it's Dallas, is at $93 million. All 4 teams are over $87 million. One is at 89 or $90 million. Is it fair? Is it not fair? I don't have the answer. But I don't think it's the right things to do. Billy Rick like that idea. So tax stuff is a bit abstract. So player play in Canada are not all on that penalized about this. It depends. David Savard stay in Montreal all year long is penalized. Cole Caulfield play in Montreal, but he's not penalized like David Savard because his residence is Wisconsin. Jack Eichel play with Vegas, but he have a resident in Maine at some point for tax purpose behind that. Luciano talk about the tempo could be left. I'm here. Pete Martin knocked the door. Welcome back, my friend. Thanks to be a part of the show. Don't forget, video is in the house with Maria. Glad to see you. Shannon is going to go. A great point about that. And then we have a pair. Toronto need to get a quarterback, Ekblad, and a center, Bennett, and they can still go on. Behind that, it's still the culture. I think, in my opinion, Greg Berube did a good job, but I think now he knows. Now, after 1 year, this does not work. This does not work. This does not work. It's going to be a hot summer. I think Toronto will be fine, right? The injury of Solar did not help, but it's going to be hot in Toronto for sure. A good point, PLW. GF, tell that to Tavares, Revenu Canada going after is, yeah, this is just something I don't know too much about that. The Shannon plan does not working, I think this time. Losing is not the only issue in Toronto. It's how they lose. Yes, come to the culture, come the way. How you cannot be ready, guy, for the game number 7? How you cannot be ready for game number 5? Why Matthew said we have too many passengers? I don't think so. The passenger do me last night. The bottom six was passenger. I think some defensemen played good for them. The passenger was really the full core, right? I think it was really the full core. So Finland just scored a goal there, by the way. We welcome Rick. Good luck again. John Donaldson, Russ Martin are also at the same fight, and they won. About that. A2, Suzuki won more playoff series in 1 year could the leave core as the total. The core four is toxic. Toxic. Yeah, toxic. Rick, it was a blast at Toronto team. He is the last 9 year, Billy. Uh, PLW, if it's still a pain and every case is different. Rick Tavares will sign a long deal at $3.8 million. 35 years old. Can he sign a 3 years at $6 million? 5 million? PRW, welcome back again. Traveling did well, but the core is too soft for the playoff. I would like to see them run in back goals. It's funny to watch. Toronto has no bottom six, no bottom pair. Roy, I don't know. I think Simon Benoit guy play a solid playoff this year as the defenseman at the third pairing. I think Simon Benoit was impressive in my opinion. I'm not sure about UEL, but I don't think so. There was a problem for them. Morgan Riley got pinched at the red line on the first goal for them. Um, Scott Lawton play solid playoff this summer. This winter time, Lawton came for the Flyers. I think he did pretty good. Max Domi have what 3 goals during the playoff. Um, I don't know. I think the bottom six for the first time they was a little bit better, but still, you know, McMahon did not play the level he should play. They have Nick Robinson. They bring sometime Chenkrock or Devin Kampf. It is what it is. Not saying you're not wrong, Roy, but yeah, some player think they would about that one. Rick believed the league would go after Bennett. Now we have that kind of the relationship between traveling and Bennett, but Bennett got traded by traveling, so I don't know if Bennett want to go back with traveling. John Tavares is a third center. You right about that, Rick. Anything at John Tavares on the third center that will help. A team like Colorado to have John Tavares third center at $4 million over Ross Carlton could help for sure. Gary, definition of the inconsistency is doing the same thing year after year and expect its different result. Just move the leave, problem solved. Look, Luciano. Nicholas said, it's a culture thing, perhaps, and not too much money to the core. That don't work. Very big change the team this year, but I agree at the end they got to split the four core up. I think we all agree about that one. Tavares is not creative enough for me. Plus, he is old, 35 years old. GF talk about this. I don't want to do involved with that. Mange les chiens chauds, Rick, talk about this. Who owns the leave? It's a MLS, whatever. They have 4 letters. I cannot remember. Sid is better for abs. Crosby will stay with the Pittsburgh Penguins. The MLSE. Here we go. I missed one entertaining. Pete Martin, everybody does. Sorry, could not resist about that. A2. Tavares at 5-6 million for 2-3 would be a great thing for some team. He's definitely a third line center. We all agree about that. I think it's a little bit high for 6 million at the third center, but he's a good middle. You know, a good middle. Um, a team like Dallas like to do some stuff like that. Dallas. Now I'm going to surprise everybody. Do you think the Vegas Golden Knight can do that? Losing still out hurt. PW. Raleigh, Tanev, Ekman, Larson, Wool, and Visis Ekblad forcing a Sean change. This where the difference is. For that one, Boboski is honestly the difference. RDP is in the house. Welcome back. Come at the right time. For that, Martin Besnet for Waterloo is in the house. PLB Montreal aussi drop a salary in July bonus and said salary. This is help. Maple Leaf culture of Lausanne. PLB is not won a series since winning the cup. I don't want to be wrong about that, Gary, but I believe he won one time. But I could be wrong here. Et the Toronto ownership, why not the French Québécois on the league for years? LDP, when the Panthers are on their team game, they could almost play. They know where to other players are on the ice. I think work system. Matthew is driving the bus nowhere. I think they are Pete still today. Pete Martin, many French Canadians left the playoff right now. About that, Tavares is not the guy to teach a team how to win the no. Thanks for me, Gary. About that, GF one Raleigh is your number one. You have a problem. Been said this for years. Last night, whoops. I think GF, you're not wrong about that. If you think about this, guys, Florida, Eggblad, John Forsling, better like PLW just said. Carolina, we just said Slavin, better to Raleigh. Dallas, let's go with Eskenon. I can go with Arley. Edmonton, Bouchard. I believe I would take Bouchard before Morgan Raleigh. Ekholm before Morgan Raleigh. It's a good point. I like that. Good point, Roy, about that. Mr. Enartap is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Enartap, welcome back in the house. Mac Elliott knocked the door. Dave and Millerson knocked the door. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. Enartap, guys, can say he will never take a pay cut for that one. Enartap, coach, miss you all. We miss you, Mr. Enartap. Thank you, sir, to be with us. Glad to hear that. Dimitar deserve a centerman to complement this game. Marking over or orders. We're not there yet. I tried to pick it up. Any comments here about that? Good to see you again, everybody. And everything on that. So let's move on, guys, for the next one. The Boston Bruins. I don't know what's going on with that. They trade Ulmark, bad contract negotiation with Swimmen, McEnroy injury, Marchand screaming with Montgomery, fire the coach. Again, a screaming between Sacco and Marchand. Marchand got trade for nothing. You have three players like Morgan Kiki. They trade Carlo. They trade Charlie Coy. They trade Dren Frederic. They trade Brasso. Um, this is a team we don't know. They retools, they rebuild. They have David Basnak, and they have Charlie McEnboy, Pavel Zaka, Elias Lindholm. They signed Zadorov. Um, it's not looking good there. It's not looking good over there. And I don't know with Ken Neely, those kind of Xenozeros like PLW talk about, what could happen. Nicola, welcome in the house, guys. Thanks everybody to be a part of the show. Um, PLW, they won't rebuild. But what are you going to do? I don't know. At the end of the day, in my opinion, I don't see a Boston Bruins better next season. I'm going to go a bit more faster, guys, but I just want to say that. We talk about the Shannon plan, but what about the Eisenman or the Eisen plan? The Detroit almost made the playoff last year, missed the playoff by 1 point. They make a lot of great draft pick, Zader, Raymond, Edvidson, Soderblom. They have player where they make a couple of mistakes as a UFA. They trade for Jeff Petrie. They're still looking for the goaltender. Um, they have Larkin not happy. They gave contract to GD Comfort and Andrew Kopp, where they have Alex DeBrincat. They signed this summer Teresenko. It's an old team. Ben Chariot, um, Justin Ole. I don't know. No, Marco Casper, great revelation this summer. Berg Green, the little one. Michael Rasmussen, another one. They still have a couple of great drafts. They got the last 2 seasons. Neil Danielson, example, is one of them. They have a couple of prospects coming. But the goaltender, Sebastian Kosa, it was expect never reached his full potential over there. The Detroit are not the same team like it was before. This again, this is a team where I don't know what they're going to do for that. Let's see what we got in the chat, guys, and then come back a little bit better. A rebuild is not the way to go anymore. Team rebuilding or rebuilding for the gate without any certainty. Good evening, Coach. Run with Kings. Thanks to be a part of the show tonight. Then we have someone, Nicola. Welcome back. Boston won't rebuild. I got this Monarch going to Boston. It could go that way. But can you see the mentality of the mindset of Mitch Marner to play with the Boston Bruins? Ouch. And after it was like a missing wheel on my car. You are not been here now. Nice to see you back. Thanks, guys. You guys, you amazing. They rebuild with Pastnak, Women, and McEnboy for PLW. Larry Lavalley, welcome to the house. Casper is going to be a quick good two. Just gave him some time. They have maybe get the second line center there. Now, I agree, Nicholas. Marco Casper, I love him. I follow him. It was an 8th overall pick. Nicholas Casper, it was always been one of my good players. I don't see Boston being better next season, Guy. About that, that's GF report Detroit possibly signing Comtois. This is right. Maxime Comtois played the KHL last year. Not a bad year, but I see him play. I think he played with the Dynamo, if I can recall it. Have a good playoff against the team SKA. Play with the Levo, I believe. but he's not going to make a big difference at the end of the day. GF. It's like all the people asking for Islanders to rebuild. They will still have a great plan with the first QA. They can put the leapfrog everybody and the 2 3 years if they are wise about that. Um, you remember like PW, the New York Rangers got the first one with with Alex Lafreniere. Alexis Lafreniere and never worked after that. But I understand your point of view for sure. Manor to the Bruins would be a slap to face to the Leaf fans. I don't see him there. Boston is a bottom five team now. They have nothing but Pasternak and McAvoy swimming. You're right about that, A2. Let's move on. Buffalo. We need to create a song called Repeat Again. I know LDP is in the house, buddy. We love you. We don't laugh about you. You're the biggest supporter of the Buffalo Sabre. The Buffalo Sabre fans are great people, support their team. But again, what's next? Right? What happening there? I don't know. That in power, B-Ram, the goaltender, PL, he was supposed to be the best one. Don Levy was supposed to be the best goaltender. And then the forward, they have Thompson, they have Alex Stock, um, they have Peterka, Quinn. They trade now Dylan Cousin for Josh Norris. Um, it's the same thing every year. They select, they draft, they prospect, Benson, and I can go all the way. But at the end, in the last 5 years, think about this. They trade Brandon Montour, winner of the Stanley Cup. They trade Reynard, winner of the Stanley Cup. They trade Jack Eichel, winner of the Stanley Cup. It's like if Toronto have no culture, right? The culture of Toronto is not there. Buffalo does not have an administration with experience. Down with an example. Oh, Mike Madison almost scored. Buffalo does not have someone knows the the commitment to manage a hockey team before we get a coach. And I don't have the name. I don't tell you who. I don't see who can be that player, that person. But this is the same story year after year, and they trade everyone every year. Um, it's not going to be better next year. I'm sorry, LDP. I know, and we love you, buddy. Well, I don't want to be negative, but if someone tell me right now they gave a contract of $4 million for Green Lane, the owner is everywhere in the building. The owner is at some point is a good guy. He built the program at the Penn State. He paid everything at the Penn State NCAA, the hockey program, women and men. But geez, something have to stop over there. Um, Impatient has been the Sabres' biggest flaw. I mean, they have the player come through the system. They just don't have a leader to top and make a huge difference in the pro sport. Now, don't want to say the same thing, guys, but A2 or PLW or GF people follow Montreal Canadiens. Remember, like during the time, like Bergevin was drafting players, and we did not have anybody to develop players, like no development coach, no supporter people follow them. You know, like Rob Ramage example. Um, they let the player by themselves, um, and I can go all the way like that, right? I feel the Buffalo are on the same boat. Again, this is a team have to build a bigger organization before they try to get to the players. And I think that will be something to work better at some point. Uh, it's not Lindy Ruff. I agree with you about that. It's higher. Maurice Robillard, welcome in the house. Thanks to be a part of the show tonight. I wonder if they will trade Dallin too. I don't think so, but they need to get better for sure. Picula is the owner of the Sabre. Bill Edshar, the other, is an outstanding tennis player. The wife, I believe, run the football. The Florida still the top. The Florida Panthers guys with Bill Zito, I don't have to tell you one thing. It's top notch over there. It's top notch. We don't need to talk for 25 minutes. You see who they are, you know what they accomplished, and you know who they did in the last couple of years, and they got players, and the players go there. So we're going to skip the Florida Panthers. The Panthers are going to be back again on the top. We have three more teams. The Ottawa play off next season. I still believe the Ottawa are going to returning in the playoff next season. They have the goaltender Ulmark. I think they're going to have to figure out with David Perron, Claude Giroux. They got now Dylan Carson. They have excellent defensemen with Jake Sanderson. He's just going to become better. Thomas Shabbat run. I think they will need a better right defenseman. Zab Jensen, Harmonic. It's not good enough. I think they will need maybe at the bottom six there. The prospect is not bad. A little bit older player like Kachuk, Suzla, um, Patterson, Pinto. I think that team could return in the playoff next season. So we talk again, Ottawa Senator. I don't want to talk too much about them. Finally, the Tampa Bay Lightnings. It's a team that surprise you. They make things really different. They maybe look like Matthew Dash is going to be at the final decision as a GM for the New York Islanders with Marc Bergevin. That's the rumor we heard. Um, they get older. I was expect a lot. I don't know what your bracket look like. My bracket is out because the Tampa Bay Lightning. They just year after year they get older, and you can tell me you still have Vasilevsky, Edman, uh, you know, Kucherov, Point, Quenzel, Brandon Agel. Now they have the young players coming, Coffee. You have Perpix, Serlak. They have Radic. Uh, they have a young player like Aiden Gauthier. Look like Isaac O'Ward is not going to sign with them. They've been there every year. They find a way to make the playoff every year, but they are not the same team when they go in the playoff. They don't have the same team. They can make the second round, the third round, and all the way to the end. I don't know what's happening over there. I have no answer. But they're getting older now. Are they possible they sign Mitch Marner? I don't know. Are they going to trade to make a player to helping them a long term? I don't know. But Julien Brisebois is maybe one of the top best GM, and they maybe make a big difference right there. So this is a thing to follow up for sure about that. A lot of great comments, guys, in the chat. I apologize, guys. I cannot go back and forth with everybody, but I want to finish with my last 30 minutes talking about the Montreal Canadiens because that's what you're looking for. So when you look about the Atlantic Division, guys, Toronto 50-50. Boston is getting at the bottom. Detroit is in the middle. Buffalo is at the bottom. The Florida is on the top. The Ottawa, top four. Tampa Bay, I will give them again a four. Right there. And now, hot summer for the Montreal Canadiens. That's the reason we are here. Rain is in the house. Welcome in the RGF also, Mark. Thanks, everybody. You exchange your conversation about that. Now, the Montreal Canadiens situation. Demidov play with Montreal. They got Kirby Doc. They try Alex Newhook. They try Owen Beck. They try Jake Evans. They try Oliver Kapanen. They try Jacques Lamar. No, just kidding. Montreal Canadiens are looking for the second center. Now you're going to say, Coach, who? Who are we going to get? Who are we looking for? Who will be the players? Everything like that. Before we get there, guys, let me go a little bit more deeper. Then I'm going to come back to the second center, if you don't mind, because you can talk about McDavid, Bernier, Orvad, Tavares, and many others. I don't want to get name right now. It's not the purpose of that right there. But let me finish with my conversation, and then we're going to figure out something else. The second thing, Montreal Canadiens need two right defensemen. David Savard is leaving. He's gone next year. It's over. You're not going to get him anymore. So said that, Montreal Canadiens have only Alex Carrier. Are they going to use Lane Hudson, right defenseman? I don't have the answer. Now, you're going to tell me they have David Rebacker? Possible. Are he going to be ready? I don't know. They have Logan Mayu. Are he going to be ready? I don't know. If they look that way, and they thought last year when they have Kovacevic, and they said we're going to trade Kovacevic because we expect with Savard, Barron, and of course um, Rebecca Mayu, we're going to be fine. But at the end, it did not work that way. So I don't know what will going happening, but the Montreal Canadiens need two right defensemen, one from the inside and one from the outside. Coach, who we can get? I don't know yet. It's not a purpose to know who we're going to get there. We're going to talk about this later in the next couple of shows. But this is what they need to figure out about that. A lot of great comments in the chat between a lot of people. The two center is not on the team right now. Mayu could be an NHL ready. Probably Pete, LDC, left, right, and attack, not defensively. Hudson, plus 17 on the right side, minus 19 on the left side. But you have to be careful about that. PLW was the beginning of the season about that. But I can understand your point of view. Montreal Canadiens need two bottom six. Coach, what are you talking about? But they have Jake Evans right there, right? Evans going to come back. You have Christian Dvorak and Joel Armia. Both of them are leaving. I don't see them sign. Now, can we sign them back? I don't want to. Are they going to do it? I'm not sure. Do you guarantee Amen and Amen is going to have a full-time job next season? Are you can you guarantee me right now tonight and Amen can be a full player for the Montreal Canadiens next season with 0 goal and only 3 points since December 31st? I don't know about that. But I think for me, it's a decision Montreal Canadiens have to figure out to find two bottom six. Now, the two bottom six guys can go to inside the Montreal Canadiens organization. And I'm talking about Kapanen, Beck, Florent Jacquet. They are, in my opinion, the player the Montreal could get next season for the Montreal Canadiens at the bottom six. Maybe one of them, maybe two of them, I don't know. Maybe they can trade for a players as a UFA. Uh, Yannick Gord. I know, I just give you a name. Don't say sign Yannick Gord. But I just want to mention to you something like that. Does it make sense? And I think that's something they have to figure out. Dan, welcome in the house. Thanks to be with us. Don't forget, guys, we miss a couple to make 50 likes tonight. If you don't mind, that'd be great. And then show some skill. Maurice Robillard, hockey is like a good relationship. You got to have someone you can lean on, trust, one that's good. Ron, Abd, Azuski, Gali, Anderson. Yes, but it's not good enough anymore about that. Now, the next thing, guys, the UFA. How the Montreal Canadiens are going to go that direction. As a center, you have John Tavares, Sam Bennett, the two biggest names. I don't see that. Coach is right. Many questions sit on the ab, but I love where we are because our core are legitimate clutch player. We need to fill up the depth. Grady character, guys. Let's go. Great point about that. For that situation, A2. A former NHL scout recently said his biggest mistake was always thinking a player will overcome his flaw. At the end, they really are. Dimitar would be the play driver on the second line. I will take a Flowers for Florian before Beck. Beck is good trade bait. So the UF3 is a possibility, guys. I don't want to go deeper about that. Now we have the NHL draft for the Montreal Canadiens. Now I'm going to go draft, guys, in the next 10 minutes. I make something for all of you, not to tell you who they're going to select, but starting to thinking which player they can look about that. I'm going to starting the next couple of days, every day, a player name of who they are. But the draft of Montreal Canadiens, I'm focusing on four. They have the number 16, the number 17, and they have number 42. By the way, guys, I can go there. Hold on. Share right here. So this is the draft. I don't know if you can see it, honestly. But you can see Islander number 1. You can see number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Now you can see, guys, number 16. Montreal Canadiens got the one from the Calgary. It's confirmed. Montreal have number 17. 16, 17. Then you have to go all the way to 41. Montreal get the 41 pick of the second round. This is the pick from the Pittsburgh Penguins when they trade Mike Hoffman and Rem Pitlick for Jeff Petrie, Casey DeSmith, Nathan Legare, and a second round pick. So this is a great trade for the Montreal Canadiens for that one. And finally, they have another one, their pick number 49. So that's what they have, the Montreal Canadiens. The four top four pick on that one. This is very important for them to figure out that. Randy, is this where I am supposed to speak up, Ryan, Randy, coach, about the player right there? The Calgary Flame got they gave the pick, by the way, at some point. I'm coming after that, Randy. Let me check for 1 minute. So let's go back one more time here, guys, about the draft. I'm going to go talk about this the next 5 minutes. I want to finish this, guys, with the best value. Montreal won a second center. Gary Cornouillet talked about this a little bit early. Some of you said we need a second center for Demidal. Apologize. We need to add someone. But who we trade for that? Who are the best value of the Montreal Canadiens? Put this on the chat. I will go take a time right now to looking for your comments. Which player do you trade to get the second center for the Montreal Canadiens? And if you're targeting for a specific player, let me know. I'm going to take about 5 minutes for that one. Look, welcome in the house. PW, he think is a mistake not think to keep Dewaraka and keeping Evans and Stan. Dave is agree with that. Anthony Marcotte, Anthony Manta would be a good summer pickup for the AB. He only expecting a PDO this summer. Nicholas, PLW, could very well be if we're not going to get the last stretch a play of Billy. We look at question mark on Mayu and Rebecca and or lane play right. Abs got very lucky. Young core Suzuki, Carfield, Sakaski for sign before the cap. I signed perfect signing for use for timing for use about that. Good point about that. Our main competition, Maurice, is Ottawa. Not a bad comments, Maurice. Welcome back, by the way. Gary, I don't want a prospect for the second center. Maurice asked who will resign. You have two players you can resign, honestly, is what a goal by Canada, number 91. I'm talking about Devorak, Armia, Peseda, all the three players they can sign up. The best center on there right now is probably Zegres. Yamo said Madison. I agree, Gary Conway. Montreal have enough respect defend to make a deal. Manta for his ACL in November event to no thanks. I think they should add Evan can play winger on the top nine line about that. So McDavid is the best UF3 by far. Pete, he is not UF3. McDavid is signed up with them, so he's not going to be traded. Not what the game you're watching, coach, was early today. Yeah, about that. Ed, I will look at the Rangers for a move. They talked today about Alexis Lafreniere. I don't know if you agree with that. With Alexis Lafreniere. Best defenseman on the market is Ramus Anderson for the Calgary Flame. Don't be surprised if Langstrom start the season with a ab if they cannot find better coach. Not a bad comments there about that. So, guys, the value of the Montreal Canadiens. PW Lafreniere is Joshua best body. They have problem. Have to do something with Kirby Dak before they make a deal move for the second line center. Absolutely right. So Montreal Canadiens, they are limited at some point. Well, that was the point behind that. I don't know why I refused that one. The value. Other the fact, like guys, Kirby Dak, value zero. Alex Nehuk, value medium. Brennan Gallagher, 6.5, no value. Josh Anderson could have value. Only 2-year contract at 5.5. It could have a good value. Any other forward, we don't talk about Dimidav, we don't talk about Suzuki, Caulfield, and Sakaski. Now, il y a Patrick Lenné at 8.7. Can Montreal keep half of the money and half, and they can trade him? But the value of Lenné for me is below average. As a defenseman, Caden Cooley, I don't see they would trade him. Lane Hudson, they don't going to trade him. Jekai, good value. I don't think so. They were going to trade him. Too young. Rebecca, Mayu, too young. Strubble, I think they're going to keep him one more year. Savard is over. They have one name, Mike Madison. Madison for me is above average. So at the end, you have New Hook, you have Madison, Anderson, value for a second center. Think about this, you're a GM in the NHL. Hey, I want both of that. I have a Josh Anderson, I have Mike Madison, I have Alex New York. Which one do you like? Now, Montreal have two first round pick, 16, 17, but the value is not high. And the prospect, Dimidav, not going to be traded. Fowler is not going to be traded. They have Michael Edge, Florent Jekai, maybe Logan Mayu, and that's it. Nothing else. It's not Joshua Roy. It's not Sean Farrell. It's not Jared Davidson. It's not Adam Ekstrom. It's not Tobesh. So when we talk about trade, to get a second center, a type of the defense, the player you're looking for, 24, 25, 26 years old, 27 years old, Montreal, other the fact, by trade, it's almost impossible. Now, you can get Alan Winbird. You can get maybe Packel for the Pittsburgh, but that would cost you something. You have option B and C, but this is what you got. I would prefer Montreal Canadiens to get a Ramis Anderson right now over a second center. In my opinion, Montreal are still one more year of evaluation players before they make a big move. I still believe they need to figure out New Hook, Kirby Dak, Mayu, Rebacker, Engstrom, um, Enneman, and all the young prospect. And then after that, next year, this is why they're going to make the big move. I could be completely wrong. Ken Hughes could figure out something I don't see, but you never know. PLW trade. What about trade Sam Montembeau? Well, if we trade Sam Montembeau, play 62 games for the Montreal Canadiens, who we have? We don't have any goalie to take Sam Montembeau. Are we going to sign Cam Talbot? Are we going to sign Dave Riddich? Are we going to sign Kevin Lenskinen? Are we going to call Louis Domingue? We don't have no goalie. So you can maybe trade Sam Montembeau to the Edmonton Oilers and return. You get who? RNH? I don't know. Coach gave me number 16 at Dak Strabel for Anderson and 18 deal. Popeye John, former Toronto Raptors son, said John. I agree, coach. Maybe we may see another career trait team and the cap trouble looking for more someone, but I think Ab are still 1-1 a year from making serious trade. I know the Monty trade is a bit out of the box, just switching here. No way trading Montembeau. Montembeau and Madison for Bouchard and H. I would never touch even Bouchard, in my opinion. You are depth at right wing. What about moving Josh Anderson? But because Ed, only forward we have over 6'2" is Josh Anderson, can forecheck the game. Roger, who are on Laval could be on the app next season? The chant are Beck, Kapanen, Florent Jacquet, Ray Baker, Logan Mayu. Davidson will be one more year in Laval, in my opinion. Gary think Bo Horvat is a second. That's a good point, Gary. But what would be the cost to get Bo Horvat? Ramis Anderson is good geek. Bouchard play great right now. If you take Evan Bouchard, you have to remove Lane Hudson. That's simple. You cannot have Evan Bouchard and Lane Hudson on power play. Evan Bouchard on the defensive side of the game is a little bit like the Gaston Gingras in 1985. Have a good night, Ed. Evan Bouchard can play on the right wall on the power play. If you do that, now you remove Cole Caulfield. the conversation now for the New Jersey, Dawson Mercer and Simon Emek was on the rumor a couple of days ago. The Devils are looking to changing something. It will be yes, but what will be the cost for Dawson Mercer? It could be Josh Anderson. This is what they need, the Devils. The Devils need a big forward for checking. Are they willing to trade Dawson Mercer? I don't know. Pizza is going to be gonna add one trade and it Eastern Conference PLW. Who is your recommendation that have signed you have free Roger? Uh, Not a big name. It could be an option two, an option three, option B, or option C. There are many of them. Um, because the top of the top not going to be in Montreal. Like A2 said, would take 1 year. If you don't like Madison, you're gonna hate Bouchard. Coach, if the Panthers can get Sam Reinhart, why not have getting all that? Um, Gary is because the head coach, the GM and Buffalo is Kevin Adams. And the new GM of New York Calendars are not going to give Bo Horvat for nothing. To get Bo Horvat right now, his contract finished in 36 years old and 2031 at $8.5 million. All that is not going to helping you this year to win the Stanley Cup. All that is not going to helping you the next 2 seasons to try to make you in the top 10. All that is going to helping you at 33 years old only is going to become a third center to make you team to maybe to be at the top 10. It would cost you $8.5 million. It would cost you at least a Michael Edge, a first round pick, and maybe a Jaden Strouble or a Logan Mayu. That would be the cost and return, in my opinion. PNW expect Tony to get fired. Here we go. A2 expect, I think A2, I understand A2. I don't think so. Can use leave the Vancouver Canucks at least for until is the end of his contract. He's very close with Adam Foote. He likes Adam Foote. I think he can keep him. Said that, the Devils on the right side have a bunch of the defensemen. They maybe would like to give away Doug Hamilton at 9.5. They have John Kovacevic on the right side. They have, of course, Simon Emek. They have they have also Sean Casey on that side, and I maybe miss another defenseman over there. So it's really loud on the right side of the Devils. They would like to trade Sean Casey, a right defenseman, 5'10 only. Not good for the Montreal. Montreal for the Devils would be Dawson Mercer, honestly. At one point, you got to give to get there. You're right. I would be willing to talk about trading Sakaski. You got to give to get there. The offer sheet, Roger, this season would be very rare because the salary cap is increasing about PL, what, $7 million maybe? Are we jumping from 87 for 94? Someone can maybe correct me, GF or PLW. um, or 6.5. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe PL, you can helping me about that. I would not trade Sakaski. Uh, we need big body. I would not touch Alex Lafreniere for me, or my opinion. I will tell you why, A2. Not because the question you ask about who you give in return. Alex Lafreniere is a winger, is a left winger. You play Sakaski and Demidov as a left winger. You're going to have Suzuki, Sakaski example. Now you have Demidov, and then you're going to have a second center at some point. Who he is, I don't know. And we need better at Alex Lafreniere as a right winger in NHL. My feeling, guys, I know you're going to make me crazy. I believe the Montreal Canadiens signed UFA Martin Nekash in 2026. That's my feeling. But they need better Alexis Lafreniere. Alexis Lafreniere is to bring you 20 goals, 50 points, top six. We need more. We need better. We need better as a winger. As center, that's another different thing. But as a winger, A2, the way I see him play, I don't know. I don't feel good about that. Gérard Tremblay, 3 million for 2 years for Claude Giroux, a free agent. Now, Claude Giroux could become your third center. It could be a mix with a two center. Giroux, obviously, is a right shoulder. Montreal looking for a left shoulder. This is a Claude Giroux is a same path like John Tavares, for my opinion. I would prefer to get a Brooke Nelson, maybe, at Claude Giroux. I understand he come from a Montreal area, Ottawa, everything like that. Uh, but it would be better at 29 years old, at 28 years old at some point. But it's a good point. PS, welcome in the house. Cap going to 7.5 million next year. JF, I believe. Nikash is a prim donor. Don't want Nikash PNW. I'm doing my best for the Quebec Scorpion. A2, you're right. Will average 99 point next season. Point next season, Roger. At this moment, we cannot answer because we don't know who will be the roster, Roger. That's a question, maybe more in September. But you welcome, PS. Guys, I want to finish with this because I think I want you to learn about this. Nick Ash will not be the worst thing in the world. He got creativity, a very nice shot, and not a smart hitter. Brock Nelson will maybe go to the wall. Good point, Gary Conway, about that. And Marco Ruzzi is on the trade market. Now let's go, guys. We talk about the draft pick for the Montreal. I will be quick. You get about 15 minutes, guys. I just want to give you some name here. I'm going to sharing with you its frame website of the NHL draft. This one from the Athletic is coming from Corey Broman, May 13. Now, we know Sheffer, Misa, Frondel, Martin, Higgins, Dinwiddie, number 6, Jake O'Brien, number 7. This is I'm a little bit concerned about him at 7. Brandy Martin, too early. I don't like Broman pick right now. Randall Merca for Buffalo. There will be a steal for the Buffalo Sabres. Anaheim get Roger McQueen. McQueen at 10 is still a steal for him. 11, Pittsburgh. Kensha Edgenson, guys, copycat of Romanov. Number 12, Brendan Kotz. Now, this is a little bit too early, in my opinion. They put him there because he have a great U18 tournament. 13, still, if Detroit Red Wings get Victor Eklund at number 13, I cry. Eklund should be a top 9. It's maybe better at Anton Frontdale. If Detroit get him, guys, watch Detroit. Now, 14, Cameron Reed is a left defenseman, a 6 foot, 6'1", a good skater. His work ethic, his mindset, is a really smart hockey player. He work hard. He's been at 12 years old. Take a protein shake. We say, Coach, what the heck is this? But he's really good. He worked with many different great coach since he's 12 years old. He's going to be good. I'm surprised he's before Jackson Smith, by the way. Number 15, Cole Reshny. I like him, but I don't want the Montreal Canadiens go there. Now, the Montreal Canadiens, guys, the number 16 for Broman is Connor Bear. He's a left winger, 6'1", I believe is. Um, Not a bad. It's not going to be a first line, a second or a third line for him. A good skater, really skilled, sick and gling, very good. Um, Michael Develano is going to talk with me at one point. He scout him. He draft him, by the way, for the Everett and for Everett Silver Tips. So at some point, I'm going to talk about Carter Bear. The number 7, guys, I don't like that pick. Proman does not like the Montreal Canadiens. He select Jackson Smith, a left defenseman, at number 17. Now, one thing you have to pay attention here is Smith is a steal at 17. He should be a top 10. But he's a left defenseman. Would you like the Montreal select at 17 a left defenseman and skip Justin Carbonneau from the Blainville at number 18? A strong winger. You know Carbonneau, what he did. He would be a great top 6 at some point. And then at 19, guys, this is my player, Lyndon Lenkovic, for the Moose Jaw. The Moose Jaw, guys, was the worst team in the not on the WHL and the CHL. After they trade their best player, he become the captain there. He's a 6'4", 6'5" players. Guys, he will fit very well in the Montreal Canadiens. If Lenkovic Carbonneau is available at 16, 17, they are my pick. I'm not done yet, guys. I apologize. I'm on the website. I don't know what you said in the chat. Give me again a couple more minutes. Now, this time, guys, is the one from Corey Proman in April 16. I'm going to skip him. I'm going to go right now here because the one before that, it was the one, and this one is from April 16. I'm going to skip him. This one was this one, Perfman. Do I have this one here? Let's go, guys, with what women. Let me about 2 seconds. Scott Wheeler. Right here. Scott Wheeler. That's the second expert. He takes Sheffer, Misa, Frondel, Denoyer, Jamie Higgins, Brandy Martin, Jake O'Brien, Porter Martin, number 8, he dropped. Roger McQueen, number 9. Radin Marca. So you can see, guys, the top 10 are the same. Number 11, guys, Victor Eklund. Number 12, Hutchinson. Nothing changed there. Now, him, he select Detroit Justin Carbono at number 13, not I 19. Then the Columbus select the defenseman I'm talking about, Jackson Smith, play on the USHL. 15, Brandon Coates is there. The Montreal select Lyndon Lekovich. Here we go. This is my pick. This is what I want. This is Scott Wheeler. And then they select the left defenseman again, Cameron Reed. Cameron Reed have a great story, guys. I read him, his parents, everything on that. His brother leave and tight end. I tried to talk to him. I cannot reach him. But my point behind that, Cameron Reed is on the target for the Montreal Canadiens at 17. Carter Bear is 19. And you can go. Logan Ensler is a right defenseman. Montreal could look about this. Jack Nesbitt is a plus, underrated, I believe. Benjamin Kendall at 22 is too early. I can go like this. But I want to move on right here uh, for another one. I want to go at 16, 17, guys. But this is for the playoff. I don't want to get there. The draft prospect guy for the NHL. This is the final prospect, not American skater for the NHL. At 16, guys, you have Justin Carbonneau for the Montreal Canadiens, and they have Malcolm Spence for the Montreal Canadiens. Two players right there, 6'1", 6'2". Now, the players from the European are not on that list. And finally, my last one is from Elite Prospect. Elite Prospect, guys, at number 16, they select Cameron Schmidt. Bad, 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 bad. Why? Cameron Schmidt is a 5'7", is another Cole Caulfield. He scored 40 goals, but is 5'7". Forget about him. And they talk about Brandon Coates. I would like that one. Brandy Martin, if he's there, is good. I will looking about this one too. But I want to target you guys a number. After that, a player you have to remember. It is coming from Luc Lafreniere. Carter Amico, guys. Defenseman, guys. I will click on it. He is a 6'5" defenseman. He is a right shooter. Born in USA. He played with the team USHL all summer. Now you're going to tell me, coach, he's coming to the Boston University. He played only 17 game this season, but that's not count all the game junior U17. So at the end of the day, guys, this is a little bit a long project, but at 49 pick, I would take Carter D'Amico. I will talk about those draft pick a little bit later and the future guy for the Montreal Canadiens. But that give you a little bit an idea, guys, what they look like. I will jump in the chat a little bit before we leave here. What you think, what you have, what you're looking for. And then we're going to complete the show after that. Roger will average 91 points. I got that one. Peter August at the top. Minor point in the playoff, much skill. Will get point when he score game out at the end, not clutch, and that will never change. Peter August to PLW. Yamo Marco Rossi, too small, 5'10" only. I will not touch Marco Rossi, obviously, for the Montreal Canadiens. Good center, but does not fit with the Montreal Canadiens because of that. Nicholas Nikash will not be the worst thing in the world. The Creativity, very nice shot and not a small hitter. Brock Nelson might be go to the wall. We saw that one. Second one pick playoff are over, and Hudson is still tied for the lead for the rookie scoring with play 5 game. Yamo RFA by Randy. Good night, Randy. Dave Melanson, great tonight, everyone. Going to great some sleep. See you tomorrow night for the first game of the game between the Florida Carolina Hurricane. We should definitely give our 16, 17 pick to move up at least to 11 Pittsburgh or 12 because I feel like a 112 or descent pick excel. It depends who is available about that. If Victor Eklund is there, I'll make a trade. I think for the first time in the last 10 years, you're going to have a pick trade from 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 this year. PL. Um, his turnover, his pass to Matthews was not clutch on games on game 6. PLW, I know you love Mitch Marner, but how many teams win the Stanley Cup with a player at 13, 14, and $15 million in the last 10 years? How many of them have a contract at that level and they win the Stanley Cup? Mitch Marner is a good player, but he's not a playoff player, in my opinion. Or maybe get the Jake O'Brien late 11, 12. Excel, I think O'Brien was going to be a little bit more early, but I could be wrong. Rumor as the Islanders are down to Dash Aubergevin. Yes, we talked about this a bit early. You're right about this. Who is this? Excel. Chris Proman, Scott Wheeler, elite prospect. I missed one. So I'm looking all its different things. You can get on the elite prospect about 12 different things about that, but you can see the name are all the same on the top 20. It's just the position ranking about that. I did not work too much on the second round yet. I'm working the next month about that. Nicholas, my God is Eklam. Go to the Detroit Raymond with Eklam. Look out. Nicholas, you'll be happy if this happened. Peter August to PLW. The norm but the exception is the key time of the clash game. He catch up and puck a bet silly penalty and disappear. Billy, I thought that we were doing a cookie segment when I saw creamy chicken there. Here we go. Obviously, maybe next time. Carter Bear and Jackson Smith is a hell of the still of the 16-17. Now, Carter Bear have a major injury. I think he's going to be fine. But the only problem about Jackson Smith excel at 17, it could be a steal. He's a left defenseman. But I agree with you about that. PS no. No way the ad pass on Carbono if he is there. I not disagree with you. PL and Peter August talk each other between the for him. I got to worry about Carbono attitude. Peter August. I don't know personally is attitude, guys. The attitude of the players as a scouting is not there. You have to talk with the coach. You have to see the work ethic. You have to see what they do. You have to look about their behavior and everything like that. And I don't have no answer for that, Peter. Lenkovic remind me a little bit of Sekini at time. Not a bad comments about that, Nicholas. Proman was booing on the Hudson all year. Skip Proman. PL, you're right about this. The quality of the competition, coach, the defenseman, the defense of the Q inflate all offense number. About that, it's not about the point for me. If you look about the scout player, I talk about this today. I never mentioned the number of the point. I did not talk about how many points he did. I'm talking more about their skill, their more the scout report uh, compared to the point because you can have more point on the QM compared to the WHL, UCHL. and also on the OHL versus the Liga and the the VHL, the MHL, or the KHL, or the any other league, the BCHL. About that. Peter and Pierre, I will let you go talking together. Hughes knows what market he works on the PS. Top 10 will be different. Maurice, I will trade Sakaski before trouble. Interesting. Why you want to trade Sakaski, Maurice? Sakaski was the third best player on the playoff for the Montreal Canadiens. He's only 21 years old. Imagine if the Los Angeles King trade Quentin Byfield at 21 years old, and they keep Sean Dorsey. I disagree with you, Maurice, about him. Victor Eklam as an institution hockey player. Yes, he's the brother, by the way, of the William Eklam for the San Jose Sharks. So PLW, you have a scorer of 69 goals. You have a scorer of 43 goal or 47 goal Nylander. You have a Marner 100 point, and you have a John Tavares 70 point. And now tell me how many times they win the Stanley Cup, and how many times they win the second round, and how many times they win the first round in the last 9 years. And we won a player like Mitch Marner because he make 100 point PLW. This is what you're looking for. This is what the kind of player you would like to get. To have a player who can make 100 points and said, this is great. And when the playoffs start, he's going to join John Tavares to eat hot dog in the stand. Is it Mitch Marner is going to be in the corner to try to pick up the puck? Is it the guy who's going to finish his check in the corner? I don't think so. I prefer to get a player at 70 points, like, or 60 points, like Anthony Lekonen, and play hard, play the game 200 feet, and they finish check, and the work ethic is exemplar. He show up every day, and his consistency is always there, and he has everything to be a good hockey player in the playoff. Nothing against you. If you like those kind of Mitch Marner at $14 million, get 15.9% of your salary cap, make you happy, and make you to make the playoff, but you get eliminated in the first round because Mitch Marner does not show up. It's like you try to go to the playoff with only 3 tire and not 4 tire. And you cannot win the Stanley Cup with only 3 tire. The Fleur Panthers, how many players have 100 points this year? I don't think they have any one of them. That's the way I see that. But we can be disagree. PS, I think, is a weaker draft. The draft is not great, but you're going to get a lot of good players. You have to be develop them after that. PS. Last year, the defenseman was epic, but they get out late. Montreal have to focus on demigod. Demigod, he was not demigod during the time he played with Montreal right now, but we'll see. Hopefully, we'll be better next season. Pierre-Éric Ekland, Nicholas. Not a bad choice, Mark, for that one. That's my pick. Yes, coach, Luc Leverson. No idea who does it any good. I don't know, Nicholas, which one. Born in 2007. I have a sock from 2000 off about that. I like Atchinson. Yes, PWR is like Romanov and Hugo. We trust for me. Gary, you always right about that. Can age make the ab in 2027? And 2 years? Michigan's going to have a good team next year. Um, I will try 3 years. So I don't know if it's 27, 28. Roger. 31 team will be going for minor this summer. I disagree with you, PLW. Completely disagree with you. Maybe 10 team. Maybe 10 team. Why? 14 million. Second, the salary cap. Third is reputation. Four, he did not win anything. Five is Mitch Marner. À demain au vidéo. Excel, move the 17th pick a package with a second pick and move up to 13 or 14. A package that with a 16 to move up to 10 to 13, just to anything to pick from 10 to 13 at least. The trend between 10 to 17 is a little bit better, but the 13 to 16 is not the same. And remember, Excel, who depends who is on the leaderboard, make a huge difference. If Jackson Smith is on the board as a left defenseman, I pick him. Um, but we'll see. I would send New Hook for Marco Rossi. Yeah, Rossi, guys, is different player like Alex Newhook. He's really a really talented player, more skill. Rossi, a second, is a top six forward. Um, Mark, it would cost you one. I will trade for Joel Eriksson, AK, but that's another subject. Barkov is at 10 million, Kachuk 9.5, and Bobovsky at $10 million. Exactly. They are not at 13, 14, and $15 million, like I mentioned to you about that. If you look the rest of the team, guys, the defensemen, 7 million, 6 million, 4 million, 3 million, 2 million, 1 million. The backup goalie is at $2 million, I believe. The rest of the forward is at 4 million. Verhey hit $7 million next year. That would be a huge impact. Reynard is at 8.5, if I can recall it. You want to see what happening with Sam Bennett. Um, I wouldn't be surprised they trade Carter Verhey to keep Sam Bennett. Carbonneau is a big boy with great offensive skill. He is a prospect for sure, but he is a good one to have in Laval. Pete Martin Flores is Bryce on that one. Strobel is a 7-8 defenseman on the good team. Pete Manis Trouble is nothing special. Jason, welcome back in the house. Thanks for all the likes. We got about coming to Montreal. There we go. PL. I like the 100-point players. I love 69 goal scorer. I will have fun watching them all winter for sure. Yeah, but you're going to watching Dallas, Colorado, Edmonton, and the final Stanley Cup. Marner, 100% player, but only 8 goals on his last 59 Makilia. You can like them at PLW, but want one crap for you. You want Marner to finish, check a fight in the corner, not his role. Sakaski progression, Makiliat, Mana 100 points, but only 8 goals in the last 50 playoff game. No thanks. A2, Sean Avery said about Mana, if you are healthy enough to go golfing the day after an NHL playoff round, you don't care about winning, is 100% right. I think this was last year. Guys, Burring, 26, 27, 28 years old players. Remember, people was Burring, Ovechkin, Stanley Cup playoff is a lottery tickets. Ovechkin won only one Stanley Cup. Jonathan Crosby won how many of them? Look, Sakaski has to start the season better and not wait for the game 40 to start playing. Look, you don't know, but the Montreal Canadiens gave him gave him the calendar, and they told him the season start not in October, start in January this year. So his calendar is January, February, March, April, and he go reverse. Look, so hopefully he will feel better that way. He said that does not have the next year in 2025. They don't have the month of October, November, December. Don't forget to click on the likes. John killed the leave yesterday. I was a lead defenseman. Fun doing this. Great performance of Zeb John yesterday. Guy looking for Sakaski. A2, very true. Then again, Manor, a poor skill, fair, not much, anything else. Maurice, bonne soirée à tous. Mon Maurice, bonne journée, mon ami. Pete Logan, Nicholas, coach, main Amico, the big right defenseman you talk about. Yes, do I said D'Amico? I apologize. Carter Amico, Nicholas. Maybe you know him a little bit better. Age has to get stronger. Is having a tough time play a full NCAA season. The kid need time. Remember, A2, I don't want to give excuse, but he missed 18 months of hockey prior to that. He played, before he played the half of the season UCHL before he go to NCAA. The year before that, he lost his dad and he have a huge shoulder injury. So really important year for Edge next year and to jump in with the Laval Rocket after that. Look, Manor to Detroit. That's my guess. Not a bad choice. Look about that. Covenant said that PLW, but where we was Manor and Matthews to make up those mistakes. Really show great potential in the playoff. Why no contender will touch Marner 14 million and the says laugh a loser. Roy United leader, the yell Adler players in regular season and not in the playoff like Marner did. Wake up and do your job first, Marner, before looking at others. Mr. DV is in the house. Welcome back. Trade for either McDavid or Byfield. Both of them are not on the market to be traded. I do prefer Byfield. Big size, really physical. Let's go. Davy, this is a dream. but the King were going to keep him because one Capital is going to be retired. Is going to be that player. Go Dallas, go on that one. Denway at number 6 show that his year draft is considerably weaker than last year. Problem is not your strength, problem is your weakness, and weakness is Riley as number 1D. PW, so right, am I tag? Shibai won the Cup Book 1-1 in the final year. Chuck Crosby back at checking today at the wall. He can still play for a while. He want to go out go. Are they loser? Guys need to get back some really sense. Problem is you overpay a strength and then don't have the money to address your weakness. Would you like to sleep? Good evening, my friend. Don't forget to click on the likes. Flat won the trade deadline without a doubt. Then gave him half of the salary until they finish and to find the right calendar. You're right about that. Arsenal said John and Marchand at the deadline. A2, it was the key. Call me crazy, but I see Manor and Chicago. No, it's not crazy. But if Manor play with Bedard on the same line and Terevanen, this could be the lightweight line in the NHL. Do I did make maybe even at San Jose? I don't see San Jose get Marner. I could be wrong. I don't see Marner go to San Jose. He would pick his location, by the way. Detroit is a good place for him. It's close to Toronto. About that. But we'll see what happening. That was the last comment about that. And that's all, guys. I don't know if you are like me, but I see more people in the chat. I didn't see the last couple of weeks. We're going to do the Montreal Canadiens show when we don't have any game NHL. We continue to start tomorrow the NHL playoff. Guys, I did 2 games of the Laval Wildcat, and only 800 people watched the game. It's not worth it. I apologize. I like the Laval Wildcat. I would like to watching them. I would like everybody watch the Laval Wildcat. But we have about 20 people watch the Laval Wildcat. So I'm going to do the game tomorrow, NHL game playoff. Every day, play by play. I feel good. My voice is back. I have no migraine anymore. I'm at 100% top shape. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow night for that game. And hopefully you enjoyed the show tonight. And it was great to see all of you with me tonight, like we do every night. And the beauty of this, guys, is tonight. PLW with me. PLW with Peter August. Talk about manner, different opinion, argument about different things, but still with respect each other. We're never going to be a big channel. We're never going to be the best channel. But one thing we're going to be is a place to be as a friends, with respect, with love, and with a lot of relationship, friendship here. From Luc Lafortune to RJ Calabro, and for Mac Elliott, super chat at the end like he does every night, guys. He deserves another super chat. Thank you. Super chat number 1 of the night. We got tonight. Mac Elliott did it for the Hockey National Show. And I'm going to get the assist at two people talk each other, PLW and Peter August. Guys, you deserve it. Of course, it was fun for me to talk about the Montreal Canadiens. More videos going to be produced the morning now. I have a little bit more time. It's about 9:30, so I have the time to do more stuff. I'll be back tomorrow night, guys. It's a pleasure to be with you. And don't hesitate to become a member of the channel. $2.99 only. It's 12 cents per day to be part of the show. It costs nothing, but you don't know how much this helps the channel to stay alive every single time. Until then, my friend, we wish you an amazing, great night. Enjoy the rest of your night. Be ready for the game number 1 between Florida and the Canada Hurricane. I wish I can give you your prediction, but we did not have no time because you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Exactly, that's who you are. We wish you an amazing, great night. Be well, BL. Find a way, not only donate your day, find a way to donate the first ever what? Someone in the chat will said 2025. Have an amazing, great night, everybody. I can wish you tomorrow. The Hockey Nation, I should the Ab Nation want to tell you one more thing. With all the cheese in Thailand, they tell you, we love you, friends. Have a great night, everybody. And I can wish you tomorrow night for the first game of the playoff third round. Booyah!